There we go.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the XRay Podcast. I'm your co-host Robert Barboza and Julio Torres. As today we're digging into one of the most locked down, restricted, and mysterious places on the planet, Antarctica. And we're going to discuss into the moon, the fake moon landing. Now, let me be upfront. This episode isn't about trying to prove whether the Earth is flat or a globe. Personally, I'm skeptical of the flat Earth theory, but my co-host, he leans a little more towards that possibility. And despite our differences, we're still great friends, still curious, and still asking questions because that's what this podcast is about. At the end of the day, we both agree on one thing: something is off. There's a level of deception out there, whether it's about the shape of the Earth, the truth about Antarctica and the moon landing, or something else entirely. It might be about control, about protecting certain resources, or maybe it's just about hiding what we're not supposed to see. Whether the case, we're not claiming to have all the answers. We're just here to ask the right questions. Now, when it comes to Antarctica, there's a lot we can't do. We can't fly directly over it from Chile to New Zealand. There's a lot of international treaty in place that severely limits independent access. There are tons of research stations run by different countries, but barely any transparency. Why? What's being hidden? And what are we really not allowed to explore? And that brings me to today's guest, Flat Earth Dave. Dave is someone who's dedicated his years of his life to questioning the globe model. He's done the research. He's challenged the mainstream. And yes, his conclusion is that the earth is flat. But that's not the only reason we brought him on today. With subjects like Antarctica or the fake moon landing, I genuinely believe that his perspective, his obsession of asking tough questions might just shine a light on the things we're not supposed to notice. Whether it's new answers or new ways of looking at old questions, Dave brings the sharp mind and bold voice to to this conversation. So let's give a big X-ray welcome to Flat Earth Dave. Let's get into it.
Thank you for joining us. We're gonna wait a little bit for Dave. Let me see if he's ready. I will bring him in. And thank you for joining. Please like and subscribe, and also let your voice know in the chat. Just join us in the chat. Let us know how's everything is doing. Let me see. Might check. Oh, there we go. Oh, we got some people in the chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you for joining. Flat Earth. Oh, Dave is rebooting him, so he will be here shortly. So let us know where you guys are watching from. And if you have any questions, don't be shy. Drop your questions in the comments. We're gonna read all the questions and we're gonna go over. And hopefully we're gonna have a entertaining and also a learning experience.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely a very well education. The last time we had Dave here, man, he crushed me. And it's almost like, man, Robert, you trying to get crushed again? But no, honestly, it's just, like I was telling our friend JJ Carroll, the thing about I love about Dave is you can tell the guy is a very intellectual person. He's smart. And whether though people that dislike him, I don't understand why there's so much anger towards him because he's done his professionalism and his investigation, and he basically the reason why we're even having this whole subject of the moon landing and Antarctica was because he basically asked a very good question that has been resonating in my mind. And so, as we dived into a little bit of an investigation, we realized like, oh snap, some of the stuff that, well, a lot of the stuff that Dave's saying is, is checking all the boxes. And again, if we were to be closed-minded, we probably wouldn't have gotten this far. But yeah, there is a lot of questions, Leo. A
Yeah,
lot of questions.
yeah, of course there is, man. And I'm telling you, I like aviation and I like, all the stuff in space and whatnot. But what concerned me is the moon landing. I mean, all these moon landings, stuff that we're finding out now with technology, and people examine the footage and uh, bring common sense, common questions to to the video and like why the rockets arrived, the moon landing module, and when they took off, no dust were like, kind
Yeah,
of uh, the downwash of this, exhaust and stuff like that is just being kind of brought to the attention now, what, 60 years later. And I'm like, that's a good question. It's a lot of good question, a lot of stuff going on with the moon landing. So hopefully we are able to dive into that today.
all right. Well, and the thing is, so here's the thing. Well, which again, uh, my question is, for all those people like Professor Dave, if he is watching this, Professor Dave, and I hope he could agree with what I'm about to say. But I think to kill this whole controversy about the flat Earth, the globe Earth, whatever, why wouldn't we make a priority to just help the world understand that the Earth is a sphere or it is flat, or just to end it by we're spending thousands of millions of dollars or billions of dollars at that to go outside of our planet, which is fine. I'm not saying we should stop that, but maybe we should get to know. I mean, there's so much oceans that we still haven't even investigated or don't even know our own. What I'm trying to say is, well, let's look at our backyard before we start going to our neighbor's backyard. Like
Abs-
let's look into our own property first. Get to know where everything is, and that way we have this, settled. Which I think that's my opinion at least.
Yeah. Let's bring Dave to the scene. Hopefully he's ready. Let me bring him in real quick.
Oh,
Hey,
there it
Whoa,
is.
that is totally not ready.
not ready
No,
yet?
no, I'm ready. There we go. Now I'm ready.
Oh.
Hey, Dave, just a disclosure.
That was like a NASA screw up right there. That was like
I
a
know,
total
but
ISS screw up.
hey,
All
Dave.
right. Before I get started, you're typing without mute on, so all we hear is typing. And
Oh my God.
Robert, his mic is off. He's using his internal mic.
Oh, his mic is off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. We should be good because he's just like, what
His
about now?
microphone sounds like he's in a tin box, but I mean, it's not horrible. It's just,
It's NASA failures.
I know.
yeah, it's okay. It's all right. What were we going to say? Go ahead.
All right. No, Robert wants a second round. He wanted to run it up again. He's like, man, I got beat up on my first round with Dave, so it is great. So, Dave, thank you. Welcome back to the channel. Really appreciate you showing up today, and hopefully, we are able to bring more questions to the scene to try to solve this issue about why we cannot fly over the Antarctica because this has been going in my head like since last we spoke, and I can't stop thinking about it. So I'm gonna leave it with Robert. Let's see if Robert have any questions.
Yeah, Dave. Like I was telling earlier, the viewers that I also, after we had our discussion, you you laid out a lot, so but one of the things that I got into was the Antarctica. Like I started seeing like how you were saying how there was flights that go from New York over North Pole and to Antarctica, and in your model, well, that makes sense. But why isn't it that they haven't gone over and over, or maybe from Chile over to Antarctica to New Zealand? So I haven't found anything, so I just had questions, and then I started looking at how many stations are in there. I found out that there's about 70 plus research stations. Then I found out that in McMurdo
McMurdo.
station, yeah, McMurdo, yeah, there's a school in there. It's called Royal Institute of Colombo International Polar Education Center, and and I think that's funded by us in the U.S. and New Zealand. And I just wanted to see what was your thoughts on that. You know?
My thoughts are they're lying to us about right where we live in our hometowns, in our states, in our countries. Everything's a lie. You think they're not going to lie about Antarctica? We have whistleblowers, military whistleblowers that work in Antarctica. Let's say there's cities of millions of people there. There are mining operations there. That's proven. There's all sorts of stuff, but they say, oh, no, you can't even fly an airplane at 40,000 feet above Antarctica because it'll disturb the penguins and disturb the ice. Meanwhile, they're doing environmental
we never cared
nonsense down
about
there.
penguins any other time.
Yeah. Is there any way you can go into your settings, click your settings on StreamYard and select your proper microphone?
Let me tap on it.
Nope. You have to go into the settings. You can't do it right there. You have to actually click the three dots on the bottom and then click settings on the bottom of the menu there, and then click audio and then select your microphone. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, just doing it real quick.
Yeah. The flight route you're talking about, why you're fooling around with that, we got New Zealand, which is over here. Australia is around the corner, to Argentina. FlightAware says this is the shortest route, but it goes all the way up across the equator into the northern hemisphere to San Francisco, to Houston, and all the way back down because we don't want to disturb the penguins. Or maybe we just do it because New Zealand, San Francisco, Houston, and Argentina are a straight line across the flat Earth. Maybe. Or maybe it's the penguins. I'm not sure. If you can't fix it, it's all right. We can still hear you. It just...
Do you want me to speak louder, or does it make it?
No, it's all right. It just sounds like you're in the other room. It's okay.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah. Maybe it just bothers me because,
Well, no, I hear you because if I could hear that too, it would bother me.
Yeah. And I heard you say at the beginning, I was wondering since our last talk if you've loosened up any or you're still digging your feet in. You say that you still believe the earth is a globe. That's cool, but to make it not just a blind faith religion, there has to be a reason.
Yeah,
right?
it just.
What's your reason?
My reason is just that when I look at the sky, it just feels like, and again, this is all just feeling, right? It just feels like it would make sense that it would be a globe.
So when you at nighttime lay out in your backyard and look up at the stars and see them moving across the sky, you like, the stars aren't moving, I'm moving, even though you can't feel yourself moving, because that makes more sense.
Yeah, and maybe it's just embedded in
It sounds like it's a little embedded to you because what I just said is absolutely insane, right? And what I just said is insane. That's like being in a car on a highway. You're in a Porsche going 1,000 miles an hour down the highway, and you go, I'm not moving. The highway's moving. I'm staying still. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not correct. It's crazy.
No, I know. I'm saying correct on what you're saying. Yeah. But dude, it's a lot to unpack.
It's easier not to unpack it and to remain with your childhood beliefs, but at some point in life, you have to look at the evidence and understand the truth of our world and the lies and separate them from childhood fantasies. Do you still believe in Santa Claus?
No.
All right, you were able to get over that. That's a step in the right direction. Yeah. How about the Easter Bunny? How about the Easter Bunny?
Of course not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
You're positive. Okay. So it's not a big leap to realize that we're not on a lumpy rock spinning in a space vacuum with water, curve that doesn't ever show any curve, high pressure air adjacent to a void with gas balls that have gravity. I mean, all of that makes people in Narnia laugh. But that is your religion right now because there is zero evidence for any of it. But you'd rather believe in that than do the work or, for whatever reason, change your mind based on new information.
Well, I mean, it just I want to hold grace that there is people out there that are 100 times smarter than I, you know.
You don't
And
have to be
so,
smart to understand that
well,
you
I
don't
mean,
live on a ball.
it's just like bacteria, right? I'm not going to say they don't exist when they do, right? And even though I can't see them without using a
You
microscope,
can see bacteria. You let it grow, it grows into a
but
fungus.
but I'm
Yeah.
talking about, bacteria like in itself. Like I can't see the way it actually looks without having the
Get a
instrument.
microscope, you can actually see it. I mean,
Correct.
that's not a leap of faith. That's just having a little bit of equipment, and we have the equipment. Besides our naked eyes and our common sense,
Yeah, but
we have the
see,
P1000.
there's more complexity to that, right? And that's why I wanna hold that. Well, no, I don't want to hold. That's not the word I'm trying to say. I want to believe that there's things that, like certain equations, mathematical equations that I'm not privy to.
I don't believe in mathematical equations. Equations, you can describe anything. Here, follow this equation. You have $1 million in your bank today. Tomorrow, I double it. Pay attention.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, which is Tuesday, I've doubled your bank account. On Wednesday, I double what you had on Tuesday. And on Thursday, I double what you had on Wednesday. How much money do you have in your bank account on Thursday?
Wait. Say it again.
I doubled it from Monday, 1 million on Monday. And so you have 2 million on Tuesday, and I double it. So you have double that on Wednesday, and then double Wednesdays on Thursday. How much money do you have in your bank account on Thursday?
16 million.
Well, it's 8 million, but the 8 million, because we're not adding. Yeah, we're double. So 8 million. That's a great equation. Did you do the math right?
Oh, right off the top, no, but yes.
Yeah, but now we got the math right. So we're sure the equation, 1 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Do you have $8 million in your checking account?
No.
Will you on Thursday?
I should.
Well, you should. No, you will on Thursday. Let's wait until Thursday. Will you share it with me?
I would.
But you don't have it. It's just a math equation. Yeah. What I'm showing you is if you and I were outside playing hide and go seek and you duck behind a hill, could I see you?
Yes.
I could see you if you're ducked behind a hill.
Oh, no, you couldn't see me. No.
You're ducked behind a hill. Here's the hill. You're ducked behind it. You can't see, right? You're hidden.
Correct.
You're hidden. Unless I come up and look over the hill, I can't see you, right?
Correct.
Well, according to the radius of Earth that they tell us, we can see things that should be behind the hill, the physical curve of the Earth, which is like a hill. And we can see them. Therefore, the hill doesn't exist. But you still want to believe in the hill.
Well, I mean, it's just, okay. And then, for example, right, I have a
You fixed your mic, by the way.
It fixed?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like
So it works. Good.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
There you go. Beautiful.
So it's like I have a relative, right? He's a chemical engineer, and he showed me one thing that they taught him how to measure. Like he could tell you how many gallons are in a lake, right? By having two different informations, and he's pretty close or accurate to what. And he does that, he can do that from a cup. He could do that to a, and then stuff like, I didn't know that, and I started to, and I believe that there's mathematical equations for other things that I don't know, right? Because if you know about algebra, it's just basically like shortcuts.
So
you don't
let's talk about that, how many gallons in a lake. So if we take Lake Pontchartrain, for example, you can, I think it has an average depth, an equal depth pretty much all the way across. So you can do an equation, figure out how many gallons of water that is. But do you realize that's a flat Earth equation? Because if the Earth was curved, there would be a whole different amount of water. But it's not. It's flat. It's a flat Earth equation. All the measurements we do on Earth are flat Earth measurements. Nobody's measuring curve, hump, or anything. They hijacked perspective and made you think it's curvature. because things get smaller and disappear into the distance. They hijack that and go, no, that's Earth curvature. Even though the curvature changes from day to day, that hill, solid hill of Earth, moves farther away, closer away. It never matches, but when it comes close, they go, or anytime, look, the half of that building's missing. Well, the top of the building should be missing also, right? So we can prove that the horizon is an optical thing. You know, the fact that somebody can figure out how many gallons are in a lake proves that the Earth is flat if you really look at it, right? If I had a box with a certain amount of air in it or water, and then I made the top curved, it holds a different amount.
Yeah. And again, all this is like way over my head.
It's not over your head. Here's the thing. You're not stupid. It's stupid. That's why you can't figure it out, because it's stupid. It's stupid and it's retarded, right? That's retarded, okay? That's retarded. Thanks to Stefan from the Deftones for this. Awesome.
Man, it's funny.
It is fun.
Hey, Dave,
Yeah.
the question that I have for you real quick is about the moon landing. It's like you were saying, they're using the green screens and using a lot of videos coming up now where they're using green screen on the ISS, whatever. And the problem is, like, people still believing that we are up there, but in reality, they're probably inside the pool playing around and showing us these CGI images. And
It's pretty much AI at this point. I mean, they're just faking everything.
like, do you really believe we will ever find out if we went to the moon or not? Because
I think we already found out. I just think people are still in denial with their religion. I mean, there's more evidence that we didn't go to the moon landing than anyone has ever been convicted for any crime that they were seen committing. Okay? I mean, if we put the moon landing on trial and laid out the evidence, everyone involved would be in jail for the rest of their lives, because it is a conviction without question, right? You can obfuscate. You can go, well, people go. When you say, I can't believe that they faked the moon landing, that is your reality. You can't believe, because that's what you just set yourself up for.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Look, this is the new moon lander. Look at it. It's tinfoil and curtain rods. They couldn't make it much better than the old one because everybody would everyone would be like, what the hell? How did that change, right? If you look at this, check this out, right? This is the LEM. Boom.
I was thinking the other day, how they attach the boogie into it.
The car was in here, and if you look at, like, where was the freaking car? Where's the oxygen tanks? Right? We go scuba diving, we can only last an hour down there or whatever with our tank, but they were up there for 13 hours out on moonwalks, right? And not worried about running out of air. Look at this friggin' thing. When I call it a homeless tweaker shelter, I don't think a homeless tweaker would bother living in here. They'd just lay under a piece of cardboard. It's better, okay? I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is a friggin' spaceship. If you look, and people go, well, that's not real. This is a NASA photo from the moon, allegedly, right?
Yeah.
And then why isn't the moon lit up? The moon's lit up. This dim light here is going to go all the way back to Earth and cast my shadow on the ground, right? Here's the thing. This only takes simple, logical thinking, but people refuse to do it. They're like, well, maybe the light in space, it amplifies because there's no air and it gets brighter, right? If you look at the inverse square law of light, on the moon should be something like 60,000 times brighter than we see it on Earth. 60,000 times brighter would melt your face, okay? But that's how physics requires it to be that much brighter for us to see it at 250,000 miles away at the brightness that we see it. What I'm saying here is really simple, but in school, you were never taught simple. You were taught memorize and regurgitate. Oh, and I got an A. I'm smart. I memorized and regurgitated. That's it. That's how you get, where's your peer review, right? Where's your peer review means a whole bunch of people that all agree on the same thing that only review what they agree upon. It's absolute nonsense. Remember the Titanic sub that crashed, right? A billionaire was on there supposedly, right?
Yeah.
Engineers from all over the world came up with all of their theories. Oh my God, this and that and this, and they analyze it like this is what happened, and it's and it's all the news media is carrying it, on why it happened. But none of them will talk about this. None of them will even talk about this. right? And if you're a billionaire, why are you going to go on a sub that has no windows? You're looking at a friggin' black and white CRT screen, right? When you could be sitting on the ship getting a foot rub, eating some lobster tails while watching it on a giant fucking plasma television, right? Because it was all wired up there anyway. Like, why would you even be on there? Okay? It's a little fired up today.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good. That's all I wanted. That's the question that I have. Like, you brought the module, the lunar landing module, and my question that I was thinking the other day, like, where they put all the fuel? Like, you need fuel to land. You need fuel to take off.
Well,
Correct.
they say that the gravity's less on the moon, and it doesn't take as much energy to leave the moon, and then it's the Earth's gravity that pulls it back to Earth, right? So that's also very interesting, right? This thing's going. The speed is ridiculous. It's tens of thousands of miles an hour towards Earth. How the hell does it slow down? How does it slow down? It comes in and parachutes. You can't even have parachutes. Let me show you this. Where is it? Perspective. No. Landing. Where did it go? I have to talk and think at the same time, and that's very difficult for me because I have dyslexia, which is a very rare form of dyslexia. It's backwards. As a joke, some of you might have gotten it. I was looking for. Oh yes, there, I got it. So think about this. If I could find it. All right, there we go. So remember the launch of the rescue of the ISS, the people that came back, right?
Oh yeah,
remember, yeah. So they were up there. So check this out. This is a stunt driver, a motorcycle, and the guy, he launches his parachute. Then the motorcycle is too heavy, and it just shredded the parachute, right? So maybe that was going 100 miles an hour, maybe, right? So the parachute guy, he goes out maybe 60 miles an hour. This thing's speeding up, boom, just shreds, just absolutely shreds, right? That's reality. But they want you to believe that this thing's falling out of space, and these little parachutes with these big cables are going to slow it down, right? Then they put out the big parachutes. This thing's going thousands of miles an hour. And look at these parachutes. Why aren't they just shredding? Why aren't they opening up? These are 4 gigantic, ultra-thin nylon parachutes. Now, how thick are these lines? These are like cables. These are like straps. These are like heavy-duty straps. Okay, cool, right? And you can see the straps here somewhat, right? You can say, well, kind of see them. And I'm not going to take the time. I'm just going to flash forward here. Here, it's like, why isn't it coming down? It's just kind of sitting here. It's just sitting here. And I even cut this. It was sitting there. If you watch the whole footage, it was like there for like 2 or 3 minutes. Like, why isn't it coming down? And meanwhile, the boats are, let me go back. The boats are way out here, but somehow they flew a drone over here. And this guy is like amazing drone. He's like, let me get this sucker. I'm going to get it beautifully. Right now, watch when it hits the water. All of the ropes disappear. This is AI. This is all AI, right? So you see the ropes, and they're gone. Okay, now these are heavy straps. Now these beautiful parachutes are falling out of the sky. Look at this. This is just AI. Where are the straps? How come it's always beautifully calm whenever they land at sea? Have you ever been out at sea? It's never calm. Rarely is it calm. And these boats are still a fucking mile away. Right here they are. They're right there. They're coming in, right? And you see that glitch? Watch right here. I think I'll show it again. Ready? Glitch. Oh, well, but I don't know. Let's say Globers. Let's hear your answer on that. Where are the straps? Where did the parachutes come out of? Where's the hole? Where's the hole? Everything proves space is fake. Everything proves that we're on a flat Earth. Everything disproves the globe. All you have to do is look and think. But people are unwilling to do that. They're too fluoridated. They've become human pincushions with poisons. They are lazy. They just want to believe in their childhood memories, even though they were able to get rid of Santa and the Easter Bunny, allegedly. I don't know if that's absolutely true. Okay. Because your globe religion is more ridiculous than Santa Claus.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I saw the video the other day, about a week ago, about the same video, the footage you're showing me right now, and I was like thinking to myself, is that capsule, the capsule that they use is smaller than the one they showed on TV.
It's
It's
tiny.
different size.
Right. They do. Now,
It's crazy.
are they
I'm
doing
like,
that because they're lazy, because they're stupid, or are they just testing us? I'm going with testing. I may
yeah.
change my mind later.
You saw that footage of Jeff Bezos telling the other guy, "Hey, do not open the capsule yet."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And
that was a flop.
they were like, man, that was a flop. And how did they knew they're gonna land right there and there? And they have
And it
cameras.
never lands on a bush. And if you look at the capsule before they took off and when it landed, the windows are different. The space between the door is different. And that door was like a little bathroom door. It flopped open.
and
right?
the hand came out, something like that.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's like it was like literally like a porta potty door.
Yep,
Yeah.
I remember. It was crazy. I mean, there is a lot of inconsistencies with the capsule, and that's like, and they're launching another one today or something like that. Have
And
you
see,
seen
this
that?
is why I don't believe the original moon landing either, because even right now with our technology, if they can't even fake the video correctly, right? They have so many. Imagine back in what 1950s,
Six
you
or
know
nine, yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
That
we
was
should
so
have
bad.
Starbucks right now. Like we
Hey.
should have Starbucks and Marshalls and all the stuff that out there right now.
In the chat, Marlene is asking me to explain Isaiah 40:22. I think she's referring to the one where it says the circle of the earth. Well, just look up the definition of circle. A circle is a line on a flat plane where all points on those line is equal to a center point. That's a circle, not a sphere. There's other places in the Bible that they use the word ball, sphere, but circle, like a pizza, like a hula hoop is a circle, is not a sphere. So there you go.
That's perfect. I mean, like,
Yeah. This is Seven Club in the chat says look right here. This is we're looking straight down. We're straight down at the earth. This is the circle of the earth. We live in a circular pond, right? It's with a circumference of 70,000 miles, whatever it is. And we're looking down. It's a circle. It's not a sphere. You look at a pond in Kansas. If you're flying above it, you look down at it. Is it a sphere, or is it a circle with a shoreline holding the water in? Well, we live in a circle with something holding the water in. What's beyond that something? I don't know. We're not allowed to go there, but we can speculate all day long. David Weiss here. I've been taking Masterpiece for probably over a year, maybe even 2 years. And the detox I feel from it is amazing. I have never felt better in my life. I know that sounds like a lot, but I sleep better. I have amazing dreams when I take it at night. I take it twice a day most of the time, but sometimes I only take it once a day because I forget. But it's definitely an amazing product. And now with the new research they've done where it is literally getting rid of the nanotech in your body, I can't imagine not having any. So there you go. That's my testimony, and I love the stuff, and I'm never going to stop taking it.
a question for you, Dave. Can you explain how the sun moving around the Earth, and because there's a lot of people explaining, like when they went to Antarctica,
you just reminded me about
they
the
do
question
this,
I had.
the shape.
Here, I'll show you right here. So right
Explain
now,
that to me, because
right-
it kind of doesn't make sense for me.
well, this is a top-down view of the Earth. The center is the North Pole. The sun is the hour hand. There's 24 hours in a day. Wherever the sun is, it's noon, right? The moon does the same thing, but it's going a little bit slower than the sun. So the sun, after 28 times around, it'll lap the moon. So right now we're in a waxing moon. So here's tomorrow. And the moon will be right next to the sun. So tomorrow, if the conditions are right and maybe a little bit of haze, a little heavy sky, if you will, it'll help you see. You'll be able to see the moon right next to the sun. It's kind of cool to see it.
Dave, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so like that right there, how would the You remember the guys that when they invited you to go to the Antarctica?
I'm going to talk about that in a minute. All right.
Oh,
I'm just showing you this is the world that we live in. I'm not claiming to know what the moon is, what the sky is, or anything. Right.
Yeah.
And so talking about Antarctica for the last 150 years or whatever, or all of time before now, nobody has ever produced a video of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Nobody, no institution, no scientists, no schools, no people, nothing. And there's lots of explorers that said that it was nighttime, it got dark, and they just no proof of it. So we pointed that out in 2014, 2015, 2016, and all of a sudden there was 3 or 4 videos that showed up of a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. But being the researchers that we are and people that understand Photoshop and other video techniques, we didn't just say, we proved those 4 videos to be fake. And that's not just us saying it. We actually proved it. They can't even deny it. So now there's no videos for 150 years. All of a sudden, there's 4 fake videos. And then out of nowhere, a very deceptive, questionable pastor shows up out of nowhere, wants to bring people to Antarctica, and they were the ones that filmed the sun. Problem is, they never did a live stream of the sun. They don't have any time-lapse footage with a solar filter. They just have a bright sun in the sky that they said they couldn't even look outside without wearing polar sunglasses. But all of the other people that were in Antarctica, the other explorers, there's videos of them not wearing glasses. So why was the sun all of a sudden so bright? That's an issue. Another issue is the forecast said total overcast. The people that left there as those guys arrived said they hadn't seen the sun at all for 3 months. They hadn't seen the sun once in 3 months. And then they get there and it's blue sky, ultimate blue sky. Something is super deceptive. Another problem is Mount Rossman, the mountain which is south of their camp. The sun needs to go behind it. Now there is video footage of this bright white light, which anybody could fake. I'm not saying they faked it, but I'm saying there's no proof that they didn't fake it. There's no shadows facing north. We don't ever see shadows facing north. If the sun is in the south, your shadow has to go to the north. There's no video of the sun. There's no proof of the sun going south of Mount Rossman. And then also Duffy on a video, I have to see it in full context. He said on an interview not too long ago that he goes, people are mistaken. He goes, we never claimed that we saw a 24-hour sun. What? Wait, what? I got to look at that. That's on Flat Earth Banjo has that on a video, last week's video. It might be out of context because he gets a lot of his stuff from a guy named Russian Vids who loves taking things out of context. So I'm not going to use that as a proof right yet. But there's so much question about what happened there. But here's the other thing. I don't believe there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. I think they faked it in a different way than other people think they faked it because I was supposed to go. I know, I'm the only one that knows that I'm not in on it. So if they're going to take me, that means it's a deception on the people that they're taking, not that the people that are going are doing the deceiving. I'm the only one that really knows that because I'm the only one that knows my true intentions. But with that said, I still think they faked it a different way. And other people think faked it another way. So we're all like the evidence is mounting up beyond question at this point. So but my other point is, if there was a circling sun, and by the way, there are several explanations of how a circling sun can work in Antarctica, and they are better explanations than the heliocentric explanation, which is where we supposedly live, right? So here, let me just show you this. This is just this is a little experiment I did. I'm moving my light around outside of this container. And so if I'm here on the north, the sun is circling around me clockwise, but here in the south, the same thing is going counterclockwise, right? Now that's a cool explanation. I don't believe that's the full case. It might be somewhat, but it's a more rational explanation than the heliocentric explanation. The heliocentric explanation is this. Let me ask you a question, guys. Come back on the screen. Does helium defy gravity on Earth? Fill a balloon with helium. Does it go up?
Yeah, it goes up. Yeah,
okay, helium, hydrogen defy gravity. helium air needs to be in a container. You cannot have gas without a container. Cool. So they tell us that in space, which is a vacuum of unimaginable lack of pressure, that helium and hydrogen, instead of expanding and filling the available space, it collapses and becomes a sun that burns 640 billion tons a minute of fuel for billions of years, never gets any smaller, is existing in a space vacuum, has gravity. Remember, it defies gravity on Earth. It holds on to Pluto, but it ignores our moon because our Earth gravity negates the sun's gravity, but it can hold on to Pluto. This is all Narnia, complete and total bullshit nonsense, right? So to believe that we saw a sun circle, let's say it was a real sun. I'm not saying that. You don't even know what the hell it is. What are stars? Stars are gas balls that make our sun look like a fucking tiny BB. Their stars are millions of times bigger than our sun. The explanation of how stars are made, right? Have you ever looked into how stars are made, right? Remember, they taught us in school, you probably don't remember, the nebula, the Crab Nebula, right? I'll show you a picture. You might remember it. Where is it? Nebula.
It's crazy how they told us about everything. And
They
it's time to prove it. They show you just render pictures and just believe in it.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So I'll just put this up while I'm looking for the other thing. This is a star, right? We're zoomed in on it. It's in focus. Does that look like gas and burning ball of gas in a space vacuum, trillions and trillions of miles away, distances that you can't even comprehend? The human mind is unable to comprehend a fraction of these distances. So I can't believe I can't find what I'm looking for. One more time. Where the frig is it? So they tell us that stars are born here it is. Boom. In nebulas. They showed us this picture in school. This is called the Crab Nebula. It always freaked me out because I thought it looks like the Creature Feature Hand. I don't know, those of you that are my age. It was a creepy show that my brother used to make me watch when my parents went out, and it gave me nightmares. Okay. But they say that this is gas and dust in a fucking space vacuum, and it's producing stars, right? So the gas and dust is collapsing, becoming a ball, and then when it goes, okay, I'm big enough now, I'm the size of the sun, or I'm the size of Beetlejuice, right? The sun is a BB, Beetlejuice is a fucking yoga ball, right? And it says, okay, I'm done getting bigger, and it pops it out like a ping pong ball from a ping pong ball machine, and then it goes parks itself somewhere in its own area where it's not too close to anything else. This is nonsense. You can't figure it out because it's stupid. You're not stupid. It's stupid. You're stupid for believing it. But why wouldn't this entire thing just collapse into one big star? Why wouldn't the whole thing collapse into one big star?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me because sometimes they explain the Big Bang and all this stuff, but they also explain that the stars are made with, like, they start spinning and spiral, and they basically form their own gravity on the vacuum of space. And I'm like,
that's not even the correct story, but it sounds just as stupid as the correct story. No offense. It's all stupid. The reason people can't figure it out and can't remember it because it doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. None of it. Yeah.
Now changing it to more into our planet. I had thought of this too, to ask you how, like, I know our coordinates can be drawn into a flat plane, right? But the current metric system that we use, like longitude and latitude, it's based off 360 degrees this way and 360 degrees this way. And how would that work, transferring that to a flat plane and accurate as we are right now? Because if we were to go a certain percentage up north, right, half of the equator, the degree, it makes sense that it is on a globe.
So let's say you're in a room in your house, and come back on screen. You're in a room in your house, and there's no furniture. It's just an empty room, and you want to, and there's markings on the floor. Let's say there's, I don't know, knot holes in the wood or whatever. And you want to make a coordinate system to be able to direct people to certain spots on your floor. So you would draw a grid, like a tic-tac-toe grid, with multiple lines in one direction, multiple lines in another direction. And you could say, okay, line 47 and 52, that's going to put you at a certain spot in the room, right? It's going to be a grid. Yeah. And wherever those two lines cross, that's the coordinate. That's an X and a Y. Now, let's say you have a table in the room, and on the table is there's something on the table you want to give people coordinates to. Can you send them to 49 and 52, or you have to give them a Z-axis also?
No, you could.
I could send them there, and so they're going to be looking at the foot of the table on the floor and going, I don't see it. And you go, oh, look, you have to go up. You have to go up 5 feet. So you need a Z-axis. X, Y, flat Earth. Longitude, latitude, flat Earth, Z-axis, globe Earth. There is no Z-axis. Our longitude and latitude system is X and Y. They took our map, they cut it out, and they wrapped it around a sphere and said, you live here, but you're not allowed to explore this white area. It's down here. It's a ball. It's at the bottom of a ball, and you're not allowed to explore here because we have to protect the penguins. Right?
So
we have bases all the way around here.
Yeah.
But no one's allowed to go from here to here. Yeah. They claim that they do, but nobody does.
Yeah, that's my main question. Like, why we cannot fly over? Like, why not?
Yeah,
because the Earth is flat. That's why. That's why. That's why.
Do you think we are in a firmament, like in a dome or something like that?
That's why I hope this goes so viral or something. But like, if for all the people that are, that are oppose your belief, like, why are we spending billions of dollars to go supposedly outside our planet and make all this when we could just spend some less than what we spend on resources? And if they say, well, the plane, the magnetic field is going to shut off all the electronics. I mean, we can go with an analog plane, right? Like just fully mechanic. And
people know about the Antarctic Treaty, which it can't even be questioned until the year 2040, which coincides with NASA's heliocentric model for eclipses and everything, planetary motion. That only goes to the same date as the Antarctic Treaty. They don't model it out any farther than that. This is the average height of all of the continents on Earth. This is Antarctica. What if Antarctica was the shoreline of our world? Yeah. Would it be able to contain all the water? Can you bring me 5 gallons of water without a container right now?
Oh, no.
Why not?
And that's the same.
Can't you use some gravity? If I gave you a gravity machine, you think maybe you can do it?
It was crazy.
If I turned you into a gravity machine and then I just threw water at you, would you drown?
No.
Well, maybe you would. If there was a gravity machine, all the water would stick to you, and then you wouldn't be able to breathe. It was just a thought process.
And that's pretty much the treaty that they have. They did it after the Operation High Jump.
Yeah.
Remember Operation High Jump? They came back all beat up. We lost planes. We lost ships. And all of a sudden, you cannot go over there anymore. I'm like,
these are all the alleged bases, and there's other secret bases. Right. And then if you look at a flat Earth, all the bases are just here. They're all along the shoreline. They're all here. And there's an area here where there's no bases. There's no bases here because it goes beyond 80 degrees south. And I don't think there's any sun ever beyond 80 degrees south.
Isn't there one from, I think, Japanese that supposedly is the deepest research station that they have? I forgot what it's called.
I don't know. All the information from Antarctica is ridiculous. In the Arctic, you can see the sun. It circles around you. But in Antarctica, the sun comes and goes away. Now, what those guys saw down there, I think that Jaron and Austin were deceived. I don't know what happened to Jaron when he got back, whether it's spiritual possession, cloned, bribed, paid off, threatened, or just retarded. But you throw out all of the physical measurements of the Earth because a light in the sky that defies natural law. You have to understand that, hey, yes, a circling light matches the globe model, but if you want to say the Earth is a globe, it's in a space vacuum, which violates natural law, right? You asked a moment ago if we live in a dome. Well, we're breathing air. Air needs a container. There is no Big Bang because a Big Bang can't make a dome. Something is containing us. Now, people say, well, if the space was a vacuum, the dome would explode. I don't think space is a vacuum. I think space is water. I think we're more like a bubble at the bottom of a pot just before it boils. And we're standing inside that bubble, and that pressure is holding the water out. That's the dome. That's what I think. But again, that's just me. That's my theory.
I think we are like a little ornaments.
So we're like in a fish tank.
Yeah,
in a fish tank.
You know those little ornaments that you can shake up, and you have a snowflake.
You mean a snow globe?
Yeah, I think that's how we are. Ornaments. Nobody's table.
A snow globe doesn't show you what's beyond it, right? I think that we are in some sort of containment, but again, we don't need to speculate what's beyond. You know, we don't need to speculate what the dome is. Maybe the dome does terminate to the Earth, and it terminates anything beyond 60 degrees south. We're just calling it Antarctica. What if it terminates 10 million miles farther than 60 degrees south? That's 10 million miles in every direction outside of our pond. So that would be from here, I don't know, a mile away. So you had all of that circle, a mile around this little tiny circle right here. What's out there in the outer space? Is there more land? I think there is. Can't prove it.
Yeah, like that one country you shared with us last time, dude. That was.
You mean which thing?
That country where all the that ship containers.
Kiribati, yeah, Kiribati.
Oh my
and they
God.
changed the name. They changed the name to Kirimati now, so you can't find it easily. Right?
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit right there.
It's super crazy right there.
Here's a lighter inside a dome, a bowl, and you get this effect. Well, here, what is going on here? Are we in some sort of dome? It's the same exact setup. And we see these sundogs.
Man, I'm telling you, we are in a ornament.
Listen, here's the thing. Flat Earthers know two things for sure. 100% for sure. One, we don't live on a lumpy, wet rock floating in a scientifically impossible, natural law breaking space vacuum. And two, we don't know everything. There's more that we don't know than we do know.
And what's sad is that we're sending all our resources to check, so to say, to our neighbor's backyard, and we're not even worried about our.
Well, that's what they tell you. They're just literally lying about everything. We're sending whatever resources we're sending to Hollywood. That's it. They're not going anywhere. They've been caught so many times on purpose, testing our intelligence. They're just stupid. I go back and forth on that all day long. But they're lying about everything, right? And so we're not, that NASA gets like $80 million a day. No, they're not. They're stealing $80 million a day from the money that they already steal from us, the money that they make us use, right? Yep. So we can simulate the light patterns. This is from day and night, right? Date and time and date. And then we can take a light outside of a dome, move it around, and we can make the same shapes. We can make the same shapes. And we can get 24-hour sun on the other side of the world when the sun is close enough to the edge of the dome. So, again, there's so many things. Like on July 8th, which is officially Flat Earth Day, there's 73% of the Earth, 73% of the mass of the Earth, not just the land, is in daylight. Well, if it's a single source light, the sun lighting up a ball Earth, no matter how you spin it or tilt it, exactly half of the Earth would be lit up. No more, no less, ever. Right? Go in a dark room, get a light on one side of the room, hold a ball up, spin it, twist it. Only half of the ball will be lit, no matter what you do. But we see it differently. We see there's on that day and some other days too. They make it so you can so you can see more of it. Let me show you. I'm stuttering here. All right, so here's the Gleason's map, right? And this is the world that we live in. This is the map that they used everywhere, and then they took it away in the 1950s. This is from the Weather Channel, and they said 99% of the Earth's population, ignore that. It's 72 or 3% of the Earth is lit. Well, how does a single source light wrap around and go that far around, right? Because the ball is a fictional construct of the flat Earth. They say, well, the flat Earth came from the globe, right? So here it is. The sun is noon here in Africa, and you got California is just sun is rising. It's in the light. These guys, the sun is just setting. The only thing in darkness is Australia and these islands, right? This is from time and date. This is what happens. This one's on August 13th. I think that one's on August 13th. But it's the same thing. It happens, more than just one day, right? So let's take a look. So we'll put the sun right here on South Africa. I got a flashlight, and I'm going to lift it up and see what pattern it makes. Now, I'm not saying this is perfect because there's no dome. The light wraps with the dome a little bit. But if we do that, we got California just lit up. The only thing in the dark is Australia and these islands. Look at that. The same land masses are lit up. Okay, that's a win for the flat Earth map. And here we go in a garage. We got a light over here. We got the Earth tilted, and we spin it around. Over here in the pink is Australia. So we'll put Australia in the dark, right there in the dark. So Australia and those islands are in the dark. And when we come around to the other side, there's a problem. All of South America is in the dark.
And you base that
all of America is in the dark.
That ratio size by according to what they
Well, I'm showing you their globe. This is their model. I'm using their model, and it doesn't so now I'll spin it. So California is just about to get lit. South America is lit, and we go back. All of Russia, Europe is in the dark.
The size of the sun, right?
It doesn't matter. It's a single source light. It's a single source light. Doesn't matter what it is. It only lights up half the Earth.
Of the flashlight matter, though?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Because if I made a giant light, if I put it 100 miles away, whatever, I'm lighting up half the ball. With a single source light, you can only light up half the ball. Especially the farther away it is, the worse it is. A closer light, bigger than the Earth, might be able to wrap around, but a farther light will not. Again, I don't know why people go through 100 proofs, and one of them, no, that one doesn't work for me, therefore the Earth is a globe.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, I'm not saying that about you. I'm just saying every single thing I show you today will prove the flat Earth. You don't need anything else. You only need one of the things that I'm showing you.
Yeah, so there's a lot of questions, and hopefully we always come to a sense of not everything that they tell us is the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we've been lied to in everything, from politics and what is out there. We've been lied to for too long, and I guess we just need to keep asking questions.
And honestly, I think the real deception or whatever they're covering is what Dave was talking about, that country. Because dude,
Kiribati.
That right there, when you blew my head, holy crud.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, I went and verified, how he saw the ship container, where it was going, and this and that. It's kind of like what Noah has for the planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's real. That I would invite everybody to check that out. What was that country called again?
Kiribati. Kiribati. So what's your number one reason that you still want to stick to the globe?
I mean, to be honest with you,
don't be honest. Don't be honest with me.
No, I will be honest with you. But to be honest with you, I really do believe that I am probably. I can't say that it is a sphere, and I can't say that it is flat.
Well, so you have to pick one. Gun to your head. 3, 2,
right now,
1.
I would say sphere. It makes sense.
What's the reason that it's a sphere? Give me a reason, because I'll give you 100 more reasons why it's flat and can't be a sphere. I just need one reason why it's a sphere.
I mean, okay, well, there's so many, but I guess another
No,
one,
just one. Not so many. I just need one.
the equator.
What about the equator? Have you ever seen the equator?
No, but
What about it?
that's part where the countries are at the equator. There's this place,
Are you going to say Coriolis?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's
You're not going to say Coriolis.
where the where the where the
Where the water spins backwards the other way.
yeah.
So when you see those guys there, that it's a trick. It's been exposed. If you go onto the frequently asked questions page on the app and click the Coriolis section, there's a whole bunch of video showing that. Toilets do not spin the opposite direction in Australia. I have toilets that spin in opposite directions in my own house. It all depends on the way the water goes into the bowl.
Correct, yeah.
It doesn't work at all. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. This is so the equator, on a flat Earth, this is the equator. You're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour here, right? But here in America, you're only going 500 miles an hour, right? You have to believe this, right? And then the other way down here, it's going to start going down again, right? And this whole thing's wrapped around a sphere. None of it makes any sense whatsoever when you actually look at it. So if I showed you if we took the time and I showed you that water doesn't spin backwards on the equator, you have to take that off your list. So let's say we took the time, because you can take the time, go to the Coriolis section on the app. And then so after this podcast, you're going to go there. You're going to watch a couple of the videos. You're going to go, shit, now I learned something new. There's no Coriolis. What is your next thing that makes you stick on a ball? And don't say that's it, because if you say that's it, you have to say you're a flat earther.
No, there's tons of.
So give me one. You said tons. What's number two?
Because like the degrees of the longitude, latitude, man, I thought of that I want to say 3 days after.
What about longitude and latitude? What's your question?
Because again, I still don't understand that you're saying that basically they cut because the longitude and latitude, if you were to transfer that in a like our current metric way that we're actually using coordinates, if we did that and transferred it to a flat paper,
it works perfectly.
It wouldn't.
No, it does. It works perfectly. We use X and Y axes across a flat plane. It would not work on a globe. Now,
because as of now, right, the degrees from like, let's say South America to Brazil, right?
Yeah.
And if we go further up north, those degrees are both decreasing, correct?
So you're talking about the degrees to Polaris. You're talking about the degrees of Polaris. The farther south you go, the lower Polaris gets in the sky because you're going around a ball, right?
Wider, and then
it gets lower. It gets lower in the sky. So you're measuring those degrees, correct?
Well, I'm talking about degrees on just what we use for our GPS.
Well, and by the way, I got an interview coming out. One of our guys found a satellite balloon that crashed. It had a computer board on it, and we dissected it a little bit, and we have 100% proof that all of these balloons that they say are tracked by satellites are not. They're tracked by ground-based stations, and they are satellites. There are no satellites. It's over. We've caught them, again, red-handed. We already known that, but that's coming out in a couple days. So sit tight for that. But what you're talking, you don't even understand what you're talking about. When you're going across the ground, it's level, it's flat, it's topographical. You're talking about the angle to Polaris. When the farther south you go, Polaris gets lower and lower in the sky, and they teach you that because.
Oh no! I'm just talking about the longitude and latitude, that metric system that we use to find ourselves. Like if I were to give you coordinates, it matches 100%. And if you go by,
you're incorrect. You're not. So if I gave you coordinates of you remember you got your room and we gridded it up like tic-tac-toe with multiple lines, and they're all numbered 1 to 100 this way, 1 to 100 that way. I said go to line 50 and row 50. It's going to put you right in the center of the room, right?
And I agree with that.
Okay, so that's going to put you exactly where. So explain to me how that works on a ball.
What I'm saying is that they got the degrees are being measured by the curvature of north to
That is
south.
what you're saying. So I already said this, and you're denying it. You're saying the degrees of curvature are based on the stars. Polaris doesn't move. The farther south you go.
Okay, and see, this is my ignorance here. I don't know exactly.
Let me explain. Let me explain. Don't interrupt. Okay. So here we got the north. We got the North Pole. Let's say the North Pole. Where the hell is the North Pole? Right here. So Polaris is directly above it. Let's say this is Polaris. Okay. And as you go farther south, right, when you're here, I can't hold everything. When you're here, Polaris is directly above you. When you're over here, Polaris is down lower. Like, so here it would be on the horizon, and here you can see Polaris, right? Because Polaris is up there, right? So those are the degrees that you're talking about. Do you understand now?
Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. My ignorance is
I'm just saying, do you understand now? Because I just explained it to you. I can explain it again if you didn't.
Basically, longitude and latitude is based off Polaris.
No, you're talking about degrees. We're talking about longitude and latitude, which is a flat Earth measurement. You're talking about degrees north and south. As you allegedly are going over a curve, Polaris gets lower and lower in the sky. That's what you're talking about. Here's the thing. Let's say we're in this room and 10-foot high ceilings, and let's say the room is 100 yards long, okay? And I send you over to longitude and latitude 50-50. You're in the center of the room. And let's say there's a light, a chandelier, right in the center of the room, directly above your head.
Okay.
If I sent you over to longitude 20, right, is that light over your head or is it lower?
I mean, it depends how fast I got over there, right?
If you took 5 steps to the right, 5 steps to the left, Polaris, that light is no longer over your head. It's now lower, and you can measure that in degrees. Does that make the room a sphere?
This is where I can't grasp that, because what you're saying does make sense, right? But what I'm getting is that time, if we stand still, time, whether it's spinning or whether the sun is spinning, it's moving at a rate, right? And what you're just saying right now, like, it's two-dimensional, right? And it's more complicated than that.
It's not more complicated. You're making it more complicated, Robert.
If you're saying that, if I go to that degree, the sun should be right on top of me, right?
Robert, but I'm not talking about the sun. I'm talking about Polaris. I'm talking about degrees of latitude, right? The farther south you go, the lower Polaris gets. The farther towards the edge of the room you go, the lower the light in the center of the room will look to you. It doesn't mean the room is a sphere. It means that you're moving away from it. It's getting lower. Now, if Polaris is over the North Pole, which it is, Globers and Flat Earthers will agree on that anywhere south of the equator, you should not be able to see Polaris because it's behind the curve of the Earth. However, it's been seen as far as 30 degrees south. That 100% disproves the globe at the size that they tell us. It would have to be 1,000 times bigger for you to be able to see it from 30 degrees south, but it's not. It's flat.
Yep.
Here's the thing. Once you look into this stuff and start understanding it, you'll question how you ever believed in the globe in the first place. It is more ridiculous than Santa and the Easter Bunny having a baby together.
So we are. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate it. We are going to, I know you got all this stuff going on, and we have more interview. I wish we could go like 3 hours. But
I appreciate it, and I don't mean to be hard on you, but I need to hold people's feet to the fire, because when you say you just believe and you're throwing out things that have been debunked 100 times, do you have my app yet? The Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app?
You know what?
It's obvious you don't, because you would know these things if you did, right? So
my wife did tell me to get all that too,
Is your wife a flat earther?
No, she's not, but she did tell me that, hey,
because I was going to say, if she's a flat earther, you better become one soon, or you're going to be in trouble.
Happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah.
No, but you know what? Every time you give us a lot to digest here.
Here's the thing. My goal is just to get you to go look at this information on the frequently asked questions page. all of your questions are answered. Coriolis, sunsets over the ocean, ships over the horizon, seasons. It's all explained there in video format, which is easy. It's the lazy man's way of learning. You don't have to sit there and read. You can sit there. Someone did all the freaking work for you.
I don't mind reading,
No, it's okay, but it's quicker. It's a faster way to learn. Listen, you can watch a movie and learn what would take you, in an hour, learn what would take you weeks to read about. If somebody put it together for you, all of the stuff is put together for you. And by the way, if your wife's a flat earther and you're not, you better not let her learn about the matchmaker on the app, because then she's going to find another flat earther near you.
All right. Hey,
all right,
Dave.
man. Thanks. I appreciate it.
So much, Dave.
I appreciate it. You can follow Dave. I'm going to link everything down below in a minute. Yep. So thank you so much, Dave. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we go for round 3 in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be a little longer than that. I require you to get the app and go through the frequently asked questions page, because
I'll get the app, Dave.
If you ask me anything that's on there that's already answered, I'm going to torture you even more.
You're going to choke him. All right. Hey, thank you so much.
Peace out, man.
All right, Dave. Take care.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye. See ya. All right. Hey, guys, thank you so much. I hope you like the conversation. Please join us. We're going to have another live stream, hopefully sometime this week.
Yep.
We're working on more interviews coming up. In the future, we're going to talk about some other stuff, besides Flat Earth. And I'm looking forward to talk to someone about UFOs, whether they're real or not. Are they man-made UFO, or they just like something from outer space? What do you think?
Well, and you guys, and Julio knows what my take on that, which I'm also curious to hear as well. And, hey, if you guys don't agree with Flat Earth Dave, like I don't, and if you think that again, I'm not, this guy that's his profession, and, but I appreciate minds like him, because he's pushing us to not just follow blindly, and I appreciate that. And as far as UFOs, yeah, let us know if you know someone that is like really knowledgeable about UFOs or has expertise. We have a lot of questions.
Oh, yes, we do. And also, I would like to touch on Sasquatch,
Ooh,
Yeti,
yeah.
Sasquatch.
Hey,
that's good.
All I got to say is I'm a big fan of that Yeti that's on AI right now. That guy is funny. Whoever came up with that, brilliant, man. It was funny, man.
It was absolutely is. All right. Hey, thank you, guys and gals. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. And please, if you have 1 minute, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, everyone, if you enjoyed this interview, please help support my work and help wake up others by referring or gifting the app to at least one person today. By doing that, you're going to help wake people up and help me to continue doing other interviews like this. With the censorship out there that's going on, it's very difficult to find relevant information. And the app, as you know, brings people to the truthful information of our world. So help support my work, help support your efforts in waking up friends, family, and strangers. Gift them the app or just recommend the app. And let's make 2025 the year Flat Earth breaks free. Check the links below for information on how to gift the app or just refer the app to others, and use your referral code to earn Dome cryptocurrency and a free subscription. Thanks.